Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here. So, just finished my run this morning, getting ready to go to Muay Thai kickboxing. And I was looking through some YouTube comments, but someone had commented on that about how they're afraid desperately of physical pain, but they've gone through so much emotional pain and whatnot. And it just got me thinking about this idea of and I've talked about this a couple of times, but I don't think I did a video on this, about this idea that, like, if you subject pain or adversity on yourself, it has a higher benefit, and you'll avoid more of it in the long run than if you let it be thrust upon you, right? To thrust the hard, the difficulty and the pain in life upon yourself, as opposed to, to being taken by it, right? And so a lot of you that, you've got this huge amount of emotional pain, and I can relate to these things, right? I know that, it hurts to be lonely, or to feel like you're unworthy or unlovable, or you're not getting what you want, or people betray you and no one cares, what you cares about you, or maybe they make fun of you, and all these kind of things, right? You feel like you're an outsider, right? A lot of you that are watching this right now, you can relate to that, right? You're constantly going through that pain of rejection, that pain of not being good enough, of not getting what you want, of things being unfair. Some of you that have the victim mindset, you can check out the playlist on that if you're relating to some of these things. You live your whole life like that. You live your whole life in this sort of avoidance of pain, but where does it get you? It gets you right in the middle of pain. So there's another path, okay? And it kind of comes down, it's not just a physical pain, but I find in general, if you're avoiding pain, okay, if you're trying to prevent yourself, if you're scared of the physical pain, right, if you don't step up and have courage, you're going to have more of the emotional pain. You're going to experience emotional pain throughout your life. And while it's difficult to, like, thrust pain and difficulty on yourself, that's what's required in order to live a life that is not full of this emotional pain, right? If you can self-impose, if you can stick your own finger with the needle, right, then it's not gonna be chopped off by someone else. Does that make sense? Right? It's like you're being put to this choice in life where it's like, okay, you can either, I don't know, let's say cut your arm with a knife, or you cut your hand with a knife, or someone else would chop it off. And a lot of you are choosing the choice of letting someone else chop it off, right? Like you're willing to, you're making a choice, and what you think is a non-choice, but it's always a choice to have the physical pain or the emotional pain of what, of your life, because you're unwilling to make the sacrifice for what's required in order to avoid that, because you have to subject it upon yourself. And it's hard. It's difficult to subject things on yourself, right? You can endure a lot more than you can subject on yourself, right? If you're forced to, let's say, like last night I went outside and I forgot my jacket, and I was out downtown somewhere, and I had to basically go with it. I had to endure the cold. I didn't have a choice, right? So I had to. It was a painful experience, but it would have been much more difficult. It's much more difficult if you've ever done like a cold shower, to jump in, turn on the ice water, and jump in the shower, right? Because you'd have to subject yourself willingly to that, right? Even though there might be similar experiences. But here's the thing, the difference is that when you actually subject yourself to it, right? So again, I went for a run this morning, right? I'm gonna go to Muay Thai. I'm fasting this weekend, right? That's a lot of kind of unpainful. It's physically painful, it's mentally painful to some degree, those things are going to build up the discipline, the mental toughness, the character that I need to be able to endure the trivial things in life. All these other things are not going to cause me much pain, that might, right? Because I'll be stronger. You see what I'm saying? Another one, again, the reason why I did this video off of that video was because that other video was on basically having courage, on why it's important to have courage, even if it might put you at risk, even though the logical choice might be to not have courage. And another reason, again, is if you have courage, right, you may have to face the fear of rejection, right? A lot of you guys, I talk about this all the time, but it's difficult to go and to maybe talk to that girl that you want to talk to, right? It might be difficult and it might require a lot of courage, and you might have to face the pain of rejection, but that's what it takes, right? But having that courage is gonna cause you to avoid a lot of pain overall in your life. So if you're sitting there right now and you're in this pain, okay, I want to give you some practical advice. You're in this pain state, right? If everything that I said at the beginning of this video resonated with you, you're like, I'm fucking lonely, I feel rejected, I feel like I'm a loser, I feel all this pain, I can't get what I want, other people are so much more fortunate, they live the lives that I want to live, right? I can't get these things for myself. Okay, if you're feeling that way, okay, you're feeling dejected, then here's what you got to do. You got to go and find pain. You need to go and develop some courage and just be courageous and go out there and purposely, lean into that pain. Go and look for it. Go look for these opportunities. How can you use courage, right? I mean, you're going to be feeling the pain anyway, right? This is another way to think of it too, right? You're going to feel the pain of rejection. Let's say you're afraid. We'll go to that simple. You're afraid to go. You're afraid to go talk to people. You're afraid to go talk to women, right? For you guys, all right? You're going to feel the pain of rejection either way. You see what I'm saying? Like, because if you're not doing it, you're just feeling like you're rejected by default, okay? Because they're not coming up to you, right? So you're feeling that rejection. You feel it, okay? So you're going to feel it either way. So you might as well, in that situation, have a little bit of courage and do something courageous, because then you'll grow from it, and then you'll actually become immunized or inoculized to that pain. You see what I'm saying? Is because the more that you use the courage and the more that you do it in a courageous way, then you'll actually grow. Whereas if you just have it subject upon you, right? You see, in order to grow, you have to actually take a step. If you haven't taken any step, you've just had the pain thrust upon you. Just like getting sick doesn't make you stronger, but running or doing a really fucking hard workout does. You see what I'm saying? So if you're going to experience the pain anyway, you might as well do it on your terms. You might as well have courage when you do it, and that's what's going to make all the difference in the world, right? So again, I'll wrap it up here, but if what I said resonated with you and you want to make a change in your life, go out today and do something painful that requires courage. That's one step. And if you do that every day, your life will change, I promise you. All right, that's all I got for you today. Go ahead and click that subscribe button below. If you haven't already, make sure you click the bell so you don't miss any videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.